Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Federico Talks Watches. Back to regular programming in 2022 in my office. Guys, thanks so much for putting up with the hiatus. Today, once again, I'm answering your questions, such as what do I think of the upcoming Rolex increase, and what is ruining the watch collecting hobby, in my opinion. Two things, but very, very similar. All that and more on today's episode. Now, guys, of course, before we get started, customary wristwatch check. I'm wearing the Breguet Marine Big Date, previous generation, absolutely love it. And also, guys, don't forget to check out delraywatch.com. We just got in a Rolex OP39 rhodium dial, complete and extremely fairly priced. A JLC master compressor chronograph, one of the most tough and over-engineered chronographs ever made. Kind of want to keep this one myself. And a beautiful Omega Seamaster gray dial on bracelet. All that and more at delraywatch.com, the absolute best place for a watch geek to buy a pre-owned watch. Anyway, guys, these are your questions that you asked on my Instagram account at Federico Talks Watches. When you see the Q&A question, the Q&A picture, which I only put up for a few minutes at a time because I get swamped with questions, feel free to ask your question then. Please do not DM me, as I do not check them. Now, in no particular order, we will start with Spence Farrow. Longtime viewer, wishing you an excellent 2022. Thanks, Spence. What do you think of the Ulysse Nardin Maxi Marine Diver? Will it ever become a recognized sports watch icon? Do you think it is one? I think it is a very recognized sports watch, at least by watch geeks. I think it's a beautiful design. Icon, it's a tough word. I don't think Ulysse Nardin has enough cachet with the relatively new-ish Maxi Marine. I mean, it's been around for decades, but it's not as old as a Submariner or a Seamaster. So no, I think it's far from iconic status, but I think it is certainly recognizable and, more importantly, a very handsome watch. Pierce Arrow. Would you expect a better deal from an AD at the beginning or the end of the month? Any guidelines for better times of the year for a chance at a discount? Well, Pierce, while I do think this has an effect on getting a discount, I think it is minimal. It's minimal, but not there. I think the end of the month is always best because people are trying to hit their goals and time is running out. And if they've already hit their goals, they're trying to surpass their goals. I also think not in holiday season is a good time to ask for a discount. Holidays, things are short on stock, things are going to sell anyway. So, maybe go for a slow time of the year, like February or March when stores are restocking but sales are slower, or maybe even the summer. Once again, I think in today's super hot market, this may not have a big effect, but it certainly did in the past, and I think it will in the future as well. Hazel Pazel. Hey Federico, thank you for the great content. Thanks, Hazel, very kind. Is the latest Rolex price increase yet another reason to turn back on the brand? Regards and keep it going. Well, for you guys that didn't know, a price list for European price increases on Rolex has kind of emerged online. From multiple sources, it looks like there's going to be a 10 to 12% price increase, which is on the higher side. No news yet on the American market, but I'm sure it's soon to follow. Is there another reason? Yeah, it's another reason to turn back from the brand. But is it really going to affect anything? No, because most of these watches were selling for more than 12% over retail anyway. Is $1,000 on a $10,000 watch, which really sells for $15,000, going to stop people? I don't really think so. I think Rolex is trying to cash in, and why wouldn't they? They are a business at the end of the day, so I don't blame them for it. I just blame the people with more money than sense. You want to look cool? Go buy a Louis Vuitton backpack and a Rolex. In my opinion, you look like a schmuck. I mean, not necessarily for wearing a Rolex. It's a strong comment. But what I mean is, it's hypebeast. It's the same people wearing Supreme and Balmain t-shirts and barely have any diction or education when they speak that are nouveau riche, and they would buy a Rolex for any price. Personally, I'll stick with the high horology for a much better price, and that is my strong opinion. You may disagree, and that is absolutely fine. Graphics 1. If Pontroy gets fired as CEO of Panerai, and you are named in his place, how would you fix Panerai? Well, fixing Panerai is pretty damn hard. But what I would do is I would cut down on the number of SKUs, so make less watches. I would stop price increases for half a decade. Can't really decrease the price of a watch without hurting yourself a little bit, but certainly stop the price increases and kind of stick to the rough and tumble stuff. Yes, have a couple complications. Yes, a couple of interesting materials, but really focus on the bread and butter Panerai, which is the Radiomir, the Luminor, maybe some interesting color dials. Stop with the stupid associations with like Brabus or whoever the hell. I mean, I love Brabus, but I just don't know what they have to do with Panerai. I don't know. Go back to roots. Would that fix Panerai? Well, certainly not immediately. It would take some time, and I don't even know if it's enough to do that. But that's what I would do. Watch Thales. Greetings from Norway. Long-time viewer, all the way back when you did Watchbox with Tim Masso. That is a long time. Do you think this investment craze is ruining the enjoyment of the watch hobby? Seems many people are more worried about resale value of a watch rather than the enjoyment of it. Absolutely, I think it's ruining it. I mean, there's some guys who have been here since before watches really retain value. I like to consider myself one of them. Now, of course, I like to buy at the right price, and I don't like to lose, but for many years, it was kind of a given that you would lose a little bit. Now, people don't expect to lose, which is driving up prices, which, you know, on certain things, they still sell anyway, like Rolex AP, but on other things, they're just wasting their time. I just think people are too concerned with resale. I say buy what you like. Oh, I won't buy that, you know, small independent brand. It won't hold value. Oh, I won't buy that, you know, that brand with a jeweler's name, even though it makes a fantastic watch, because that won't hold value either. I'd rather get a Rolex, which is like my 8th choice on the list, but at least I won't lose money. I mean, listen, if you can't afford to lose money, then what are you doing buying, you know, a luxury watch to begin with? I know we all have to minimize, but we should be in this hobby for the love of horology, the love of design, for something that makes you feel special, not as a uniform. Oh, you got your bonus, you want to buy a Rolex to be cool, got your Royal Oak, which, by the way, they make hundreds of thousands of them. You know what I mean? Hundreds of thousands. Every schmuck on Fifth Avenue or Rodeo Drive is wearing one, all because you don't want to lose money. Well, I don't know. You know, if anything, if you're so worried about losing money, then you can't really afford it to begin with. Once again, am I right? I don't know, but I'm telling you as it is, in my mind, totally unfiltered. Bundo Olivo. As someone new to Moser, which watch would you suggest I start with in their collection? Currently, mainly have sports models, and daily the majority of my pieces. Moser has sports models. I don't love their Streamliner, but that's just personal. I think it's a very well-made watch. I just don't love the look. I own a Pioneer, but I would say go for an Endeavor. It's got higher finishing than the Pioneer, definitely higher quality movement. Obviously, it's more expensive than the Pioneer, but I think that is their sweet spot in their collection. A truly high-end watch for great bang per buck. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. Thank you for sticking around for another episode of Federico Talks Watches. Please don't forget to give this... Please don't forget to give... Once again, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really does help. And please don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any content. Guys, thank you so much. Happy New Year, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.